Welcome back, everybody, to Oktoberbrawl, or should I say, Willkommen. We are in the tavern getting ready for series number 2, and we got quite a fun series for you guys. If you haven't heard of Oktoberbrawl before, we have 2 teams representing Team Void and Team Light in honor of the Twitch Prime promotion in conjunction with Blizzard for your card backs. Make sure to pick them up for free if you have Twitch Prime over at link.twitch.tv/Oktoberbrawl and support your favorite team, either through the Team Prime promotion, or you can also do it in chat by typing HS Light, HS Void. Doesn't give you the card back, but also at least shows your support, and also it's a nice global emote to use. Taking a look at the results of what everything is shaping up so far. We have Tice, who's 2-1 over Reynad, which means his overall score is 2-0 and looking good and kind of living up to his reputation. He is a 2-time European champion, so he should be able to at least have a very positive score going through.
Yeah, you know, I mean, some tough opponents, though. The packs help a little bit, but that's where you guys come in.
That's right.
They all need your support, these packs.
The more you play with those card backs you see at the bottom of your screen, the more packs that they get. And this week, Team Void has an even larger lead against Team Light here. So we'll see if they're able to continue that momentum. Or maybe is it about the play skill? We'll find out. Let's go ahead and meet our first player from Team Void and see what he's feeling like. It's JKIECHAN from the UK. What's up, Jackie?
Hello. Doing good. You?
Yeah, doing all right. You're not standing up this week. You're kind of sitting down. What's up with that?
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of exercise, so I'm a bit tired.
All right, well, hopefully you have enough energy for this best of 3. Team Light will, of course, have the lightiest Light Lord of them all. We have Kripp. How you doing, buddy?
Doing all right.
Awesome, awesome. Well, how are you feeling now that you've had another week of packs? Do you feel like you got something new, or do you feel like you're still struggling the same way you talked to us last week about?
Well, I played enough on the Oktoberbrawl account that I got the 300 gold for winning 100 games, a few of these one-time rewards. We got our second free arena tickets. So it's building up a little bit. I feel the advantage is not as big as last week, but it's hard to come back from that GG package that we kind of missed out on more than the other team.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you got some nice surprises for us, and thanks for stopping by for the early game pre-talks. Let's let the decks do all the talking, so good luck, guys. It looks like Kripp is, actually relatively optimistic considering last week it was looking pretty bleak. I think the deficit was very noticeable with how many basic and classic cards they were forced to use versus a lot of the newer cards that Team Void was able to use. But he says maybe he's got a game plan this week, and you heard how much he's played on that account. Able to get a lot of the chicken dinner achievements, man. 300 gold for 100 win games.
I don't even think I have 100 wins on my main account.
Yeah, you do. Jeez.
Yeah. But what I love about Kripp is that you really have got to ask him a question if you want him to say something. Like, how you doing? All right. Well, how are you feeling this week about your... Oh, well, let me tell you. He's a man of many words, but only if you ask him about those words. He's very much the opposite of me, where I will just talk regardless of whether or not someone asks me a question. For instance, like what I'm doing right now. Dan is just looking at me, but it feels like he's asking me a question. And even you guys in chat, it feels... I'm just going to...
Let's get ready for the first game here between Jackie and Kripp. They mentioned... Jackie mentioned that he's feeling a little tired because he's been exercising and stuff, but if you've been watching his stream, his mind's been working a lot. He's been experimenting a ton with different decks, really trying to push all kinds of weird archetypes together. I really highly recommend his stream. Of course, Kripp, there's no one really bigger in Hearthstone in terms of his presence, both on YouTube and on Twitch. The guy is pushing out content left and right, 2 videos a day, and also experimenting a ton. And I'm glad that he's put a lot of effort into his account. I feel like some people, when they give this challenge, they feel like, you know what, maybe I'll just kind of play a little bit on it here and there when I can. Kripp's like, no, man, I'm gonna try and push as much as I can to get those extra gold. So just at least for a second, we got a little glimpse of the NL Kripp coming back here.
Oh yeah, I mean that's what I love to see as well, is him just grinding those games and trying to get every single edge he can find. You know, you talked a lot about JKIECHAN and him experimenting to build. I'd actually be very surprised if anything I ever saw from JKIECHAN was not an experiment to build something new. This guy loves to brew.
And nice, very thematic for Oktoberbrawl. He's also got a little bit of a twist here. We haven't seen Rogue at all on Oktoberbrawl yet, and Jackie Chan's going to be the first to bring it. Yeah,
Rogue is historically pretty weak to Mage. All things considered, though, they rely a lot on small minions sticking to the board, and that's a very difficult thing to do when you're against Mage. You know, some of your best cards get cut off, like Cold Blood, for instance. That's the card that can just push so much damage when anything goes unchecked. But the problem is that Jackie's worried about the same things that Kripp typically is, except his ways to handle the board are a lot worse. You know, they require him to invest multiple resources or to use his life total. Kripp just starts throwing cards out there and blowing up stuff. This is an uphill battle.
Well, yeah, exactly what you're saying. Rogue is dependent on being able to snowball the board and leverage a lot of their spells to get damage into their opponent's health total, as opposed to just using everything to clear board. Rogue is in a losing position if they ever have to go even on board with all their spells and minions.
One of those classic GVG spots. Will he hit? And he's got it.
I mean, that was the best outcome too. But you know, even if he hit the Worgen Infiltrator, it wouldn't have been the worst thing in the world. It at least trades with the Fairy Dragon, or forces the trade into the Fairy Dragon.
And that's why he makes the play. Is even in the quote unquote bad outcome, it's still fairly even. If he nails that one though, he suddenly puts Jackie Chan in a really tough spot. And so I imagine we're going to see this Mana Worm bite the dust, but this is where Kripp is just open to simply play his cards straightforward the way they normally would.
Yep, his new card from Whispers of the Old God is the Faceless Summoner, one of the most powerful 6-mana minions when it was coming out in Arena. That Harvest Golem's a very nice pickup considering that double Dark Iron Dwarf in the hand as well.
Yeah, he did that super quick as well. Not even a consideration for the hero power and the Snow Chugger.
It's just more resilient on board. Does exactly what you want, but you have a 2/1 that sticks around that has a very nice trade up into anything that gets played by Jackie Chan.
Yeah, much harder for Jackie to clear this. So, of course, the spare part will allow him to kill off this small minion if he wants, though I imagine he'd probably just rather play something bigger on board. However, you mentioned it, Dark Iron Dwarf. You know, something that's very unique to this format is that you're having to think about cards that you have not thought about in a long time. How often do you consider Dark Iron Dwarf being in Mage? It's almost never, but given the power level of Dark Iron Dwarf relative to the super limited card pool, this is a card that would almost always be on my mind. And Jackie has to be looking at this going, boy, I think I could have spotted that a mile away.
Yeah, and the problem is that Jackie used his weapon over 2 turns. This is the power of the Harvest Golem, by the way. He had to use his hero power, and as a result, the Wicked Knife was no longer up and running, so the South Sea Squidward face did not get his buff off on the weapon.
Exactly the name that I was thinking of. And so Kripp faced with the decision here as well. Does he simply trade off his Dark Iron Dwarf, or does he rely on Ogre Brute being worse at attacking than Jackie Chan is? Or does he just go face? I mean, even that's a reasonable option.
Yeah, he actually can go face considering he has Fireball and another Dark Iron Dwarf. The only problem that I have trading into the Fairy Dragon is that it does open up a slew of things that Rogue can do. It's like very trick-based. You know, you're looking at a lot of their dagger stuff. You're looking at Phantom Knives, SI7 Agent, so it kind of makes it a little bit cleaner as opposed to killing the 4/4. But Ogre Brute's so unreliable with attacking that I'm willing to take some of my bets here, and we're hoping for an Ogre Brute to actually miss every minion and go face, which has a reasonable chance, 50% chance to miss, and then 33% chance to pick the target you want.
Yeah, I like going face for the sake that Kripp does have the Fireball, so he doesn't have a lot of damage access. I like the trade because it plays into his game plan of making sure Jackie Chan just can't stick anything to the board, and as a result, he just gets punished by having every single minion removed. Both of those game plans are very good, but when you draw a second Fireball, that face damage...
That's it.
I mean, even that's enough to even change Kripp's mind, who, from what I've seen most of the time, just always trades. He's like, I'm going to get value, and I'm going to get more value until there's no value left to get.
Dang, Jackie just has no life to play with anymore. He picks up a lot of powerful weapon synergies. He's got the Squidward face, and he's got Captain Greenskin face.
Yeah, I mean, Squidward Man and Captain Green Man. And then Ogre Man. but
Yeah.
they're facing down Faceless
He's
Man.
got a secret agent man too, but they're not working out very well. Oh boy.
Look at Jackie's face. Ogre Brute just has no idea how to play Hearthstone. Or does he have every idea how to play Hearthstone? It's one of those two.
Ogre Brute knows where it's at.
I used to play this card in Druid, and the reason I would play it was because your opponent would play Shade and X Ramus, and you could accidentally attack it half the time.
Accidentally?
I'm doing like quotey fingers with the accidentally there. It was so beautiful when it happened. I was just like, this is why Ogre Brute was designed right here to kill stealth minions.
Those were the days, and I think the reactions kind of speak for himself. Jack takes a sharp inhale to the teeth. Kripp barely raises an eyebrow, and that's going to do it for game one. Mage crushes the rogue.
Just another day at the office.
Not even close. Wow. Although I do like where Jackie's head's at. He's got some interesting combo cards there. He's got a lot of weapon buffs, and weapons can be extremely potent if you're able to put on the pressure there. Captain Greenskin's also a very powerful card. We've seen even making its way into constructed decks, so I don't think it's a bad idea at its core.
I think it ran into one of his worst matchups, which is Mage. I mean, I set it out from the beginning. If Kripp is able to just simply kill every minion, smooth sailing from there. He's able to just deliver damage, which is compounded by the fact that so much of Jackie's removal is seated in taking damage himself. That is a bad thing to be doing against a deck that potentially has 30 points of burn in it. So I think that one is pretty much spelled out from the beginning if Kripp manages to draw a semblance of a good curve.
Let's check in with the boys real quick. Kripp, very, very methodical, surgical. Mage is a good class. Yes, no? Confirm, deny?
It's pretty good, yeah.
Oh, I like it. I like it. Dropping that quick meme on us. Jackie, I like the idea of the rogue, but it seemed like it struggled. But it was because you wanted to give Kripp an easy win to start off the series, right?
Of course. I mean, Team Light needs all the help they can get. Let's be honest.
Whew, spicy. I like it, Jack. I can always turn to you for the trash talk. Well done, and good luck in game number 2. All right, so...
how good is Mage?
How good... That's next video series for Kripp. Today's videos. Just how good is Mage? Yeah, so turns out it's pretty good. When you draw the burn, though, it ends up being insanely good.
Yeah.
And also the power was that Kripp also had a board from the very get-go. He had Mana Worm, hit the Flame Can target, got the Harvest Golem, didn't look back from there.
Yeah, if he misses the Flame Cannon, and when I say miss, I mean hit the 2-1 instead, it's just an even game where I think you get to about the same result. It probably just takes Kripp an extra turn or so. Faceless Summoner's just so much stuff. Like...
Yeah,
Jackie has
a lot of
put,
stats.
like, basically just the rest of his minions into the Faceless Summoner.
Which is funny because at its core, it's kind of like doing what Silverhand Knight does, but just a little bit better on the curve, and has an upside of hitting some insanely powerful minions, like Injured Blade Master, King Mukla, and of course there's also the low-end stuff of like Blubber Baron, and you're like, oh geez, what did I ever do to deserve
I was trying to think of the one, and you just named the perfect one. Blubber Baron.
Yeah. Blubber Baron. There's also some funny ones, like I got Morose off of it one time.
Oh.
I was like, yeah, it was pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Just generate a lot of infinite tokens.
It's fanonized, and you're like, oh, great.
There was an incident where I did happen to play a queue into an arena mage who had Morose and then played Death Knight Jaina. That was not fun.
Ooh. No,
I lost very handily.
To Morose, not to the Jaina Death Knight.
Correct.
That part was a non-factor. Jackie's bringing what looks more like a Control Warlock than a Zoo Warlock. Corruption, Siphon Soul.
Looking like it's more like a basic Warlock than a Control Warlock.
Ooh, you hate to see that.
Hate to see it, but you're still in a good position because of the way 2/3s line up into 1/3s. Jackie does not have anything good on turn 2. That looks like a life tap to me.
You know, that Arcane Nullifier, I thought I'd never see that card again. That card used to beat me like every single game it got played against me. It just felt like that card shut down every single deck that I built.
It was the Power Mace. The Power Mace was nuts when you attached the buff onto the Arcane Nullifier.
Man, the things you used to have to do for good taunt minions.
Well, these days, what do we have for taunt minions?
Wicker Flame, Corpse Taker, Spike Ridge Steed. Granted, they're all Paladin.
They're all Paladin.
The rest of the classes are the ones you're trying to taunt against.
I guess, yeah. I mean, back in the day, we also had Sludge Belcher and some other really powerful taunt minions. I guess with the Grand Tournament, we get... or not... Was it the Grand Tournament that we get Bog Creeper? No, that's the Whispers of the Old Gods that we get Bog Creeper. So there are also some really nice fat body taunts that we can get to.
Yeah, the dark take on Fen Creeper. A larger Fen Creeper.
Well, this turn I'm going to play a large taunt, followed by an even larger taunt.
Jackie has drawn Renounced Darkness.
No! Is he actually doing this?
This is just what Jackie does.
Okay.
If it's a weird deck that he can play, he will play it. And you can tell by like this sort of smile on his face that he's really thinking about it.
No, but look at how Kripp reacts when he sees this. He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it.
No, he can't do it now, can he? Yeah, he's got to wait just a little bit longer.
More cards in the hand. Wait for more mana so you can actually do stuff.
A better board spot, maybe? Like, right when he's ahead, I think is a great time to use it. Or when he's desperately behind, one of those two.
It's hard because Shaman's going to continue to flood the board. That's just what they do.
Oh, okay. That's not a good one.
Well, it can get replaced. Coil's going to draw a card here. Sense Demons for the card draw. So you draw more cards.
That is where this deck is headed. He wants to just draw a bunch of extra cards and then try to turn them into something real.
He's thinking about it right now. Oh, he's straightening his back. He's ready. Why not?
Do it.
Oh,
it's a Shaman mirror match.
History has been made. Kripp is smiling. Or is he frowning upside down? I can't even tell anymore.
Well, the big thing here is that...
What? He just became a Shaman.
One of the biggest things you can get with Shaman, or against Shaman, is just Shaman cards. They perform very well versus Shaman, and especially when they're at a discount. Renounced Darkness will replace all of the Warlock cards remaining in Jackie's deck, and his hand. And then changes his hero power over to the Shaman one.
Oh my
And it discounts them all by 1 mana. So for the rest of the game, all of his Warlock cards are now discounted Shaman cards. Yeah. This is nuts.
Well, the funny thing too is that he's got some really powerful cards from the set that we're going to be allowing next week, like Kalimos, Primal Lord. But does he have any elementals? Shaman has a ton of elementals in their class arsenal, but there's no cards in Jackie's hand that represents that.
And I'm telling you, that Arcane Nullifier has shut down every single deck I've ever tried to build, and Jackie's feeling that pain right now.
Well, he can draw with his Mana Tides and his Loot Hoarders. He can also shut down the Direwolf with the Crackle. I think I'm going to try to draw cards to activate this Kalimos, because if it just becomes a 7-mana 7/7, that's okay. But if I can get it to heal 12 or to do 3 damage AoE, that's when it's game-winning.
Yeah, the real problem is the pressure he's under. I mean, at 17, I can't imagine Jackie's feeling safe. He's got to be thinking about Lightning Storm.
Well, if you Crackle the Direwolf, you're limiting 4 power on the board. It's 2 from the attack plus 2 from the adjacent buffs.
I like that play.
I like at least drawing a card in some capacity here, either Mana Tide or Loot Hoarders.
I'd be pretty shocked if one of those two did not come down.
Icebreaker. You know, what's so funny, too, is that Jackie doesn't even know what to expect. Because Renounced Darkness replaces all your Warlock cards. Things like Loot Hoarders and Acolytes will stay in the deck.
Well, he can expect somewhat of a beating here.
Oof. That Arcane Nullifier you mentioned. Okay.
Ooh.
But that's some severe overload.
Yeah, you don't care about that. Your cards cost 1 less.
You kind of care. More draw. I really want I mean, I love my fair share Kripp, but I really want Jackie to pull through here. He's got everything is awesome.
The first Shaman cards looked so good.
I know.
And since
Portal, Jade Claws, double Mana Tide,
nonsense Shaman cards.
What is even happening here? Kripp was overloaded, by the way, not able to play his Fire Elemental, so the card draw lives. But is he really living? No! What is this? All right, he doesn't have enough mana to even play Everything is Awesome. That would have been good here. He has to trade in the Loot Hoarder. And
I mean, the second Icebreaker has to just be the worst draw in the deck.
I was hoping for a third Icebreaker at this point.
When I saw the weapon, I was like, oh.
Man, how good would like Avalanche and stuff be right now?
It's a 9. He's facing down 8, and then the Fire Elemental will close it.
Oh man, the dream is dead. Totemic Might. Wow, it started off so good and it went downhill so fast. No, poor Jackie. But you know what?
Betray the void, and the void will betray you.
If you stare into the abyss,
you can't renounce darkness. You're on Team Void.
Yeah. What is that?
That's why Kripp won. Period.
Let's go ahead and check in with the players there. I guess the first question to Jackie is, how can you renounce darkness when you're on Team Void, huh? What's going through your head?
Yeah, we haven't got many cards, so I thought, screw it, let's renounce so I have access to all of the cards.
Well, you actually had such a good opening hand off the Renounce Darkness, you know? You had double Mana Tide, even a Kalamos Primal Lord, but just didn't work out. In practice, did it go well for you, playing that deck?
Yeah, he needed those exact 9 cards, man.
Kripp, is that true? Did you need exactly those 9 cards to beat him?
More or less.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. After the first game, he was all like, you know, he's gonna go easy on us to give us a chance. I thought he was kidding.
Well said, well said. What was your initial thoughts when you saw some of those Renounced Darkness there? You kind of actually was laughing and having fun.
Yeah, I don't know. It's funny. Because I think it's horrendous. I don't know. Like everyone's bringing tempo decks, right? So the one thing Renounced Darkness rarely does. There's never any impossibilities with the Renounced Darkness, but it rarely keeps up with tempo.
All right. Well, at least the Team Light's able to get the victory. So a momentous occasion. It looks like not all is lost for our boys in white. So congrats, Kripp, on the win. Thank you, Jackie, for the memes, and we'll see you guys next week for more Oktoberbrawl action. Was a pleasure. So with that, 2 are in the books. You're having a good time, Admirable. You're laughing a lot.
I thought he was kidding.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
That dry delivery is what makes Kripp such a delight to watch, both on stream and in tournaments when he does participate.
And then plus Jackie. I mean, he's willing to play just about anything crazy that you can think of, even when it comes down to Renounced Darkness in a sealed deck.
That's why we love watching Jackie. And that's why we like watching Kripp. I think everything was summarized by that very quick best of 3. We hope you guys enjoy it as well. So that wraps up our second series. When we come back, we're going to have the final match of the day, Dog versus Ali Straza. Make sure to pick up your Twitch Prime promotion with Oktoberbrawl over at link.twitch.tv/Oktoberbrawl. We'll be right back.